Alright, so we're starting to get ready. Make sure everything's online. And I think we are getting ready to go. Alright, so we are at Talladega for the race number 3 of the playoffs. And we're here. Okay. Okay, so here's the qualifying. So I ran the qualifying, but then forgot to stream everything. So here we are. So we have basically Barker, Rollins, Grubb, Prescott, Reeves, Martin, Mass, Green, Davis, and Cargo in the top 10. So here we go. We're going to continue and get to the race.
Drivers, to your...
As we are almost at the championship race.
Drivers,
and let's just hope nobody blows an engine. I always hate when cars jump out to the side, but it looks like everybody is good to go. So we will... Oh, excuse me. So we were good to go here. So we have 57 laps here at Talladega, race number 3. So we will know our top 4 after this race. Hopefully everything goes good. Hopefully no crazy things go on. So we come to the line, or to the lines. We do see actually one car jumping maybe into the pits. Not sure what's going on with King. Doesn't look like a blown engine, but maybe having some issues. But we will definitely see him coming back in the next lap. So as cars are going, or as we get to the green flag, and see if anybody can take on the Mayflower Racing. Has been dominating these last couple of races, especially in the playoffs. So we'll see how well they do here in a super speedway, as we do see a few cars jumping to 3 wide at the start and finish. Looks like that was Green. Green, Jarvie. Actually, looks like Green may have not gotten off too quickly on that green flag, and then Cargo in that 54 right behind him just got stuck behind him. So it looks like Green may have just did not get onto the gas as quickly as he thought, or as quickly as he should have, and I think he dropped a ton of positions. As we do see Prescott looking on the inside of Grubb for 3rd place in that 19 against 50 or 15, but it didn't look like he had the run to do that. As everybody is, it looks like top 8 or so drivers now are in single file, but then behind them it just turns into a, oh, somebody actually tapped into a few people. So the big one here at the beginning of the race, definitely not what a lot of these drivers wanted to see. Looks like it was Bishop that may have gotten into somebody. We rewind to see what exactly happened. Looks like he is they're entering the corner. Could have been, nope, he just gets into the side of the 34 and just basically spins himself out, sending him straight into the wall. And I mean, it looks like he's trying to keep it as high as he can, but of course with the banking so high here at Talladega, and cars now right behind them going 3 wide, there's nothing for him to do, as we see Walker Jr. slamming into him, the 88, hard into him. The 00 nowhere to go. And then looks like the 84 of Emerson, I think he's a playoff driver, hard into the wall as well. And as we look down at the bottom, people have basically nowhere to go. Looks like the pitch and that 6 slams hard into the 33 of Weber. And then more going on in the back. Looks like Kim and Martinez in that 22. And it looks like Ward in that 10 may have actually gotten out of there pretty clean. Very lucky to get out of there. And it looks like King in the 11 is going to miss out on all the shenanigans going. But yeah, definitely an early exit to many of these drivers. We take a look at everybody else racing back to the line. Doesn't look like anything else crazy happened. It looks like multiple drivers, probably their days are done. But we'll definitely have to see about that. Now everybody's just trying to race back to get in line with the pace car. A very eventful race starting lap number 3. They may have dropped a few drivers, especially some of the top drivers as well. As we do see right now, the Mayflower Racing is currently running 1, 2, and 3. We'll definitely see if Prescott in that 19 is going to be able to compete with them. It looks like most cars are going to run into the pits. Getting some early new tires. Yeah, get some early tires. Looks like everybody's going to be coming in. Even King, who looked like he was coming in way too fast and almost takes out some of these drivers. As he's just turning into Weber. I'm not sure what Jay King was doing in that 11 car, but it looks like he was trying to cut off Weber in that 33, who so far has had a few issues. And I know he's just trying to get his car fixed, get some new tires on, and get back into the track. Looks like the Barker in that 51 just did not have the greatest pit stop as he falls way back. We can go ahead and take a look at some of the cars. All right, so it looks like Emerson out, Vega, Walker, Bishop. It looks like Ward, I thought he didn't get into I didn't think he was in that crash, but it looks like he ended up getting out or pulling out. Looks like Sheets is out as well. We'll see if Barker in that 38 ever gets back in. It looks like he did get back in. Looks like everybody else is there, so it looks like we dropped a couple of drivers for that wreck. So it definitely wasn't a big one, but that may just take over. Or may take up the big one's spot. We'll have to see what's going on, as it looks like there may have been issues here. The Sheets was out. The Sheets is out. I'm not sure. Actually, there might have been some issues coming out of pit road. Yeah, there it is. Looks like somebody turned up. Oh, yeah, there it is. Looks like Bowers just, yeah, there's a bunch of checkups going on. Nowhere for a lot of these cars to go. Looks like maybe Cargo slowed down way too much. And yeah, and the 05 Bowers slamming hard into the back of the 23 of Adams, and that caused everybody to stop, and Sheets in that blue car coming up, nowhere to go. He's trying to slow down, but Hannah in that 16 car is right there and just hard hit into him. So we definitely didn't want to see any of this during a pace lap. Yeah, it looks like Ward also got into that. So we can fast forward and get to the green flag. I think that's why it showed that they were out already, because we are not actually live right now. So we're going to fast forward a bit, see if we can get back to live racing. There's a Cargo heading into the pits. Could be some issues going on with him. As now that we're back into live, we can go ahead and look over. Yeah, looks like Sheets and Ward have pulled out of the race. And then, yeah, it looks like Barker in that 51 dropped all the way back to 9th position after running, I think it was 1st or 2nd. So, definitely see if he's going to be able to move up and see if he's able to move up cleanly. So far, one wreck, but it was just basically mid-packs. Somebody just turned into somebody and sent him into the wall, and then just there was nowhere for anybody else to go. So, and that took about 6 cars. As we see Mayweather team currently running 1st and 2nd place currently. We'll see how well they perform after this restart. Reeves may have been having some issues and is now back out onto the track. Looks like a couple drivers have lost a hood, trying to get some aerodynamics back. As we come around to get the green flag, pace car is about to go in. And here we go. We'll get laps number 7 here once we get the green flag, and here we go. Now Rollins in the 45 will lead a couple of laps. And we get the green flag. We see multiple cars in the back kind of split up a little bit as a few drivers looks like they got a decent run on that green flag. You take a look back here. Looks like almost the top 10 or 5 or 6 drivers decided to stay single file, but that definitely did not last long. You see Grubb jumping to the inside of Rollins, trying to get the lead, and that's definitely going to leave room for multiple other drivers to come and try to make a move. The drivers are running very close to each other. And Prescott does get past Grubb, and now he has his eyes set on Rollins, who has a slight lead. So we hit lap number 8 of 57. So still got a long way to go, but of course Grubb's not going to go away. So he may get some help from Martin in that 72 car right behind him. As yeah, Grubb was just right on the back of Prescott, and now he is diving to the inside. Doesn't look like he's going to have any help, so he's not able to get past him that turn, but plenty of time to go. As we do see, looks like Barker in that 51 is slowly moving his way back up. We can take a look at some of these back cars. Yeah, definitely these cars are not being able to keep pace. Yeah, something going on with a few of these. It looks like Adams was actually pushed very far past his pit stall. Now he's having to back all the way up. Not sure what was going on there, but definitely green flag pit stops, not something that any of those drivers wanted to happen. We take a look at some of this racing going on in the top 20. Many of these guys are looking for a top finish, especially here at a playoff race. Playoff races definitely do count for a lot more in money. So most drivers are looking for next year, trying to get some cash, as we do see some cars coming back out of the pits. Hopefully none of them decide to pull into the speedway too early. It looks like Hannah in that 16 is going to leave room, so it doesn't look like there's anything to worry about there. As we do see a little bit of a battle going on here. for top 20. Actually, looks like Jay King has actually moved from having to pit on that first lap all the way to 19th position. So he's definitely moving up in the field. So looks like whatever the issue was on that first lap, they got that fixed. Let's see. Looks like two cars actually have been able to get past Grubb. There's Prescott and Martin. As we see, it looks like Grubb is trying to get past Martin. And it looks like he's just blocking Thorne in that 0 car. He's trying to keep ahead of as much people as we do. As Thorne now is going on the outside line, trying to get past the 15. It looks like lead made for this lap. No, it looks like she did get past Grubb on that lap, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like she did end up using that outside line the entire time and got past him. As now she has her sights set on the 72. She's not going to get there that time, but we do see Prescott right on the back bumper of Rollins. I know in that Prescott 19 car, I know they had some upgrades done the last couple of weeks, so definitely a very fast car. But we'll definitely see that race as something's going on with the 23 of Adams, as he is still in the pits. We'll definitely keep an eye on that as cars just continue to go past. Take a look at the leaderboard. And it looks like Barker in that 51 car is moving up. He's about 8th place now, trying to get past Davis in that 56. Yeah, not going to get it that time, but definitely not going to get any help from any of the other drivers. And now he jumps to the inside to try to get a run on that 56 car. And it looks like he will catch up to his teammate Grubb, who looks like he's dropped a couple of positions since the green flag. We'll definitely see how it turns out for him this race, as we do see Rollins trying to pulling away a little bit from that 19 car. I know that 19 car is probably his closest competitor at the moment, but I think the 19 is going to need some help to catch up to Rollins, as Rollins is starting to drive away. And if any other Mayflower teammates can get up there, they can definitely link up and pull away from the rest of the drivers. So we take a look at some of the racing going on in the back. Looks like Hannah in that 16 sitting with some of these slower cars. I think he had to jump into the pits earlier today, earlier in this green flag. So now he's just trying to work his way back up, but getting stuck behind these 3 much slower cars. Hopefully he keeps everything clean. And we see Weber, 24th currently. He was involved in that first incident, but looks like his pit crew was able to get him back out into the track, and does not look like that wreck hurt him too much, as he's currently in 24th position, but it looks like he's got some help right behind him. And Taylor looks like he is starting to drop back a little bit, as we see. Looks like Cargo and Jarvie are both going to get passed on him. And looks like looks like Thorne in that 0 is starting to move up. It looks like she actually took Grubb in that 15 right past him. But here comes Barker in that 51. Definitely had a very bad pit stop and moved back all the way back to, I think, 8th or 9th place. And now he's almost all the way back. So we do go 3 wide for 2nd place. It looks like Grubb does back off right at the entrance of that turn. Just so they don't go 3 wide, which ends up letting a few of these guys go. Is like some of these cars are going a little bit slow, but no yellow flags. I'm not sure why a couple of them had to check up. As we see Thorne now going right past Prescott in that 19. She had a ton of help by that 72 car. As now it looks like Martin has decided he's going to see if he can take over 2nd place. We do have hit lap number 19 of 57. There's still plenty of time for any of these drivers to move up. And here comes the 19 of Prescott trying to get back into the 2nd place. He does have some help by Grubb in that 15. But yeah, Prescott just did not get into that corner well at all. And it looks like Grubb saw that. Now he's looking to try to get past the 19, but it doesn't look like he's going to get there, at least not that straight away. As the 23 has finally gotten back into the track, but definitely some large problems going on for him right now. Definitely not having the greatest race. And as we see, it looks like the movement of Jay King, he's kind of stalled a little bit. It looks like he's running about top 20. And for the most part, most cars have now started or have now moved to single file racing. A few people are probably going to be looking for a incident to happen so they can catch back up. No, this is not the championship race. This is I guess semifinal top 8. So the top 4 will be decided today, and the next race will be the championship race. And it's like Grubb and Barker in the 51 and 15 have linked up, but it didn't look like one of them got into that turn very good, as Prescott and this front group is now starting to pull away. But entering that corner, Barker definitely got a huge run, and Prescott right now is just trying everything he can to stay in front of that 51, as I believe the 51 of Barker is extremely fast. And Barker almost tries to go 3 wide heading into that corner, but just couldn't get under Prescott in that 19. So he ends up having to back off a bit and try to see if he's going to be able to do anything heading into this straightaway and going into this this corner. Looks like he's trying to see if Martin is going to help him, but doesn't. But looks like he's going to get a great run on that outside line versus Prescott, and is finally able to get past him. Grubb is starting to look on that outside. Looks like he's going to go on the outside as well. Looks like we are starting some more pit stops. Yeah, looks like we are starting some green flag pit stops here at lap 23 of 57. We'll definitely see how this affects the race, especially if there's an incident going on. Looks like the 27 of Clinton just basically doing all he can do to keep Jarvie and that number 9 behind him. And it looks like multiple top racers are now running into the pits. Though it looks like the Rollins. Looks like Rollins and Barker are both not going to pit on this lap, but we'll see what they do in the next couple of laps. We are lap 24 of 57. We've got a little ways still to go. As, looks like Grubb way overshot his pit stall. And the same with Martinez. Not sure what's going on with those back stalls. But that's like the second car we've seen overdrive them. And here comes the two leaders now coming into the pits. We'll definitely have to see how well they come out on it. Definitely have to keep an eye on Barker. He definitely did not have a great pit stop start the last race. So maybe because it looks like he has a sub in pit crew from the 98, so that may be a reason why he was so slow last time. But yeah, definitely looks like his pit crew is a little bit slower than everybody else's. So that may cause an issue later on in the race, especially if there is a late race pit stop or a late race caution that they end up running in. And here comes Kim trying to get back into his spot, but not able to get in there. As we now see, it looks like it says the 24 of Reeves is currently in the lead. It looks like there are a few cars now joining the or joining back into the track. As looks like a car ends up getting clipped. We'll see. Is he? Nope, he is not able to stay as somebody just slams into him. Yeah, it was Moto that slams hard into him, and Juith is basically just an innocent bystander and looks like comes in and slams hard into him. We can definitely take a look, see what happened there. So something happened with Yates in that 25. All right, looks like Yates is coming back into the racetrack, and Jay King in that 11 is just going too fast, and I don't know, maybe just Yates just does not see him, ends up clipping him and putting him into the wall. Looks like Jay King in that 11 is going to be able to is driving away from that. And yeah, this is the 25 just going too fast and not able to keep it in the below the line, and just Moto nowhere for him to go, and just basically a head-on collision with Yates. And then as Moto's coming down, yeah, there's nowhere for Juith in that 52 to go. He already was not having the greatest day. But yeah, that's just basically ends all three of their days, as they're all both hard into the wall and into each other. As this might help out some drivers who are trying to catch back up, it may hurt other drivers. As we do kind of scroll up just to make sure there's no other craziness going on here on the yellow flag. Does look like maybe there may be some issues with King, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. And from the looks of it, looks like no other issues. We'll go ahead and fast forward to get back to the live race. We'll see once they get back to the start and finish. Who's in first? It was the 24. But I don't see him anywhere close to the start or the front. It looks like there are multiple cars let back down, but most of those cars were involved in some incidents. So we'll see. Yeah, it looks like there's an issue with Kim. I know he was having issues getting into his pit stall. He may have actually ran out of gas by not being able to get into his pit stall. So definitely an issue for a rookie driver getting in some gas. See Tyler coming. Yeah, it doesn't look like he almost made it back to the pits, but doesn't look like he's going to make it. We can take a look. Actually, it looks like there's multiple drivers that ended up backing out of this race. A lot of drivers that fell out of this race. I think multiple of them ran out of gas or something. As we see, so right now it says the 24 is in the lead, but we'll have to keep an eye on this on the next green flag and see what's going on. As we are almost on lap 30 of 57, so we are almost done. As we see a couple more cars back joining into the race. So yeah, this is the, we'll find out, well, I guess the top, I guess it was a little top 4 today. And then the next race will be the championship race for the playoff champion. And we can see what's going on there. And definitely it's a playoff race. So it is a playoff race. So a lot more money is put into the purse. As we are coming around to see what the places are. And so hopefully this will be the last caution lap. So looks like we'll have a decent size second line coming up. Looks like a couple stragglers are running up here. So we'll definitely see what's going on there. So we can take a look back here. Parker. Yeah, it looks like multiple cars ended up pulling out of the race after that second caution flag. So it looks like, I mean, these 3 right here were the ones involved in the race, or in the wreck. Or there's a second wreck during the caution flag. And it looks like there was. Looks like there was. Yep, Jay King. Yeah, of course, not too many good things. And yeah, just bumper cars with multiple top drivers. because it doesn't look like Jay King in that 11 is going very fast. And that's just everybody is in the way. And that took out multiple top drivers. A 15, the 0. I think the 19 was involved in that. The 51. So something was going on with King as we see him running into the pits, but something was going on, so he's going slow and ends up taking out a ton of the drivers. So yeah, so somebody just running slow at the front, and people are slowing down just not to pass him or try to pass him, and just nobody getting, or somebody not being able to get out of the way, and just barrels into an entire group of drivers that ends up taking out, I don't know, that was like at least 10 drivers right there. We'll have a double file restart here, so should be some action going on at the second, or at least the second half. So it should be an interesting second half to the race. Yes, looks like Reeves is first with, I think Rowland's in second place, but they're pretty far back, so they do have a lot of work to do. As we see, Gonzalez and Bowers are going to be the first two cars. I definitely know Bowers does not go as fast as as most of the other guys. At least I don't think he's going to go that fast. He is definitely missing an entire front hood of his car. So we'll have to see once they get to this green flag and see what happens. As they get to green flag, looks like Gonzalez is going to just go right past him. We see Jay King jumping to the inside, so there will be some 3 wide for this start. Looks like Weber in at 33 is moving his way back up. He's currently in 14th position as he took that high line. As we do see the leaders trying to move their way through the line, or through the pack, at least a little safely. As Reeves jumps into that inside line in between Green and Martinez. Just heading out of that corner. They are just moving around in there. So they're definitely working close together with their spotters. As there goes Rowland's jumping to that inside. They look like they've moved through some of the pack. But they still have a little ways to go. Looks like somebody blew an engine. Srivastava blew an engine. And he is trying to stay out of the way as best he can. So definitely good on him for trying to stay out of the way for the pack. As now he's trying to get to that inside line to get to the pits. But definitely not a great way to go. As we see Reeves just flying up there. Looks like Rowlands may have gotten into one of these corners a little slowly, or he saw that engine blow and decided to let off the gas a bit just to get, or just to make sure that he would get past Srivastava. As we see Reeves in this 24 car just flying past some of these guys. There's Bowers in that 05. Falling way back as he's just trying to get some laps in. Maybe pick up 1 or 2 more spots and just go for a decent finish. Take a look at this front area. It looks like these top 3 who are really just probably hoping for a caution flag so that they can catch back up to the tail end of the lap and see if they can move up a little bit. Oh, it looks like Reeves in this 24 car is just flying past many of these guys. Rollins at 45 is having a little bit of trouble back there. But he's been slowly moving up. We do have a 3 wide going on for about 4th place and a couple of lapped cars. Looks like they're going to get out of that pretty quickly, but we'll see what Martinez decides to do with Kim. It looks like Kim was able to get back to the his pit stall and was finally able to get some gas, as we saw him earlier having some issues. But it looks like he is back out onto the track. As Reeves now is just flying through some of these guys. As Reeves now trying to get past Bowers at 05, he's going to get past him very quickly. And with cars going side by side, Reeves should be able to catch up to these cars pretty quickly. Especially with his car, who is definitely towards the end of this race. Reeves in this 24 has been very, very fast. As we take a look at the fastest lap, I know it looks like it was the 51. Barker had the fastest lap. But of the cars remaining, I guess Rollins is still in. But yeah, so far this couple of laps, Reeves has been just flying around this track. He has caught up to Weber, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get past Weber, at least not for a lap or two, as we are about to hit lap 37 of 57. So we got about 20 laps to go, so this is definitely a time when drivers are going to have to start making their moves. As we see this little pack forming towards the back, which is a combination of a couple lapped cars as well as some of the top cars. It looks like Mass is currently in 5th position and is just trying to work his way up. Looks like they caught up to Bowers in that very slow 05 car. But it does actually look like he's going a little faster than some of these guys. And then Roland's currently, actually he's currently in 3rd place. He actually just passed Clinton right now. 27 is in 3rd place, one of the newer drivers. So definitely good to see one of these guys performing well. Though we'll definitely have to keep an eye on him towards the end of the race, because I'm sure Rollins is not going to let that 2nd place spot go easy, as he does take that inside lane very hard, heading to the line. They have this the green car, or the car driven by Green, this 42 car, right in front of them. He's currently 14th, probably a lap down. And here comes Reeves moving moving further up. So he's about to lead this 2nd main pack, and now he's going to start working on that front pack in the front, right in front of them. I know these guys are just hoping for a caution flag at some point to move, just to get back around, so they don't get put back a lap down. And there's Rollins and Clinton, the 24 and 45. They're still working on that 42, as well as working on trying to figure out which one of these two is going to try to get past the 42. As here comes Rollins on the inside, not able to get a run, as Clinton is working that outside line, trying to get past Green. Yeah, it looks like Rollins thought about following him on that outside, but decides to take that inside line. And just was not able to get past him there, Rollins. And with Reeves right now dominating the second half after that caution. So definitely losing a lot of the top drivers in that second half yellow flag issue, which is basically set up this second half race for the 24 of Reeves to come in and see what he can do. I haven't heard too much from him throughout this entire season, so definitely end on a high note for him and his team if he's able to finish off this race in first place. He definitely has a very large lead between him and second place, about over 3.5 seconds, so it's definitely a lot of space between him. So we'll see if Clinton at 27 is able to catch up to this 24, but right now there's just so much space between them that I'm sure that Clinton is right now hoping for a caution flag just to move that space up, as he gains almost another second. Reeves gains another second on second place, as we now have only 9 cars on the lead lap. And Reeves is catching up to that group very quickly. We'll see which one of these guys is going to get lapped first, as Reeves is just flying around this track right now. Jarvis looking on the inside of Paul. Looks like, right now it just looks like who's going to get lapped first, as Reeves is just catching them very quickly. And it looks like they are looking for to get past Gonzalez at 14, as they may go 3 wide. Yep, they're going to go 3 wide heading into this corner. And yeah, Jarvie just ends up backing off the throttle heading into that corner. And Reeves is right there in that 24. And Jarvie's looking on the inside of Gonzalez. Gonzalez almost turns into him, trying to cut him off, but not able to do that. Looks like Reeves is gonna hop behind Jarvie in that 20 or in that 9 car. But that 14 actually got a very good run heading into that corner, and just pulls back ahead of Jarvie. Take a look at some of these other cars. Looks like Weber, actually looks like it may be the last pit stop of the race is about to happen. So hopefully no issues go on. As we do see, looks like Gonzalez in that 14 has decided to jump into the pits, but the leader right now isn't going to go in. At least not right now. As right now we're just hoping that nobody pulls into the middle of the racetrack. As Jarvie's basically holding Reeves right behind him. As we have about 7 cars now that are on the lead lap. I know once Reeves heads into the pits, multiple cars are going to get their lap back. But Reeves may just be trying to get past one of these cars before he heads into the pits. As it looks like these 2 cars both are going to go in, almost bump into each other as they go in. But end up being clean, as Reeves again takes another lap. As right now we only have 2 cars currently on the lead lap. Yeah, it looks like 27 is now into the pits, as 1 car right now has not pitted yet, which is the current leader. So we'll definitely need to keep an eye on him, as I'm sure his gas tank is starting to get a little bit light. We'll see if he's going to come in this lap. No, he's not going to come in this lap either. I'm not sure. Maybe the league may need to take a look at his cars. He seems to be running multiple laps further. It looks like he now has lapped the entire field, as we did see him pass the 27 just now. So I mean, you think he'd have to pit at least maybe this lap. He's got about 3 or 4 laps extra than that most other cars have. And here he comes. Now he's going to come into the pits. So he definitely stretched his fuel tank as well as his tires. And now he is heading to the pits. And we'll definitely take a look, see what happens with him. As we see multiple cars now gridding their lap back. See if he's going to take all 4 tires. As we have less than 10 laps to go, looks like he's only taking right side tires and probably a little bit of gas. As he is heading back into the track. Look, there were a couple of drivers that did not pit until now. Hopefully Reeves actually stays down low. Looks like he will. So we take a look at a couple more cars are heading into the pits. As it looks like multiple other drivers are coming around to get their lap back. Oh, looks like the 23 again misses his pit stall. That's something that has been happening for him almost all day. Yes, he's currently in 20th position. And it looks like we have about 10 cars on the lead lap. As Reeves now he's currently about a little bit over 3.5 seconds in front of the 27 of Clinton, with 7 laps remaining. So currently it is his race to lose. As it doesn't, I don't believe. I mean, currently, unless something happens to Reeves, I don't believe Clinton has the time, especially with how fast Reeves has been going towards the end of this race. I don't think he has enough time to catch up to him, as we do hit lap 51. And Reeves really has nobody in front of him, at least for the next couple of laps, till he catches up to Hannah, who's currently in 10th position. So we'll see if how many more cars Reeves can lap down. As we hit lap 52 of 57. Now it looks like Weber has finally fixed what was going on in his car. He's currently 19th position, I believe multiple laps down. And it looks like, I don't know if the 23 has finally decided to call it quits for the day, but he's still in the pits after a couple of laps. And right now, Clinton, second place, is holding it versus the very fast Rollins in that 45. I know Clinton has missed, I think this is only his like fifth race so far this season. So definitely good to see some of these newer drivers finish a race high in the race. Definitely sets them up for a decent start starting next season. Now, as we do see, the 27 has now dropped about another second back. So currently, this is Reeves' race to lose. We are on lap 53, almost 54, 57. So right now, I don't think there's anything Clinton can do, and even if Rollins gets past him, I don't think Rollins has the car right now to pass Reeves, as Reeves does have over 4.5-second lead. Probably will shrink a little bit once he catches it up to Gonzalez here in the 14, and depending on how fast he can get past any of these guys, yeah, it's almost 5 seconds now. So Reeves is currently in the lead. We'll see if he can stay out of trouble. I mean, it is his race to lose. Yeah, it does not look like there's too many races going on to try to get people as right now. Reeves is definitely gonna have to be careful catching up some of these slower cars. He takes that outside line versus Gonzalez, and again taking that outside line versus Hannah in the 16 car. And it doesn't look like Hannah is going to give up that lap versus him as easily as Gonzalez did, though it does look like Reeves has finally gotten past him. So that puts the next 2 drivers back. So about 8 drivers now that are on the lead lap. As we hit lap 56 of 57. And right now I don't think the 45 is going to come anywhere near him. But he may have lost like 1/10 of a second. Next 2 laps, it doesn't look like Reeves is going to have any lapped cars in the next 2 laps. But he's definitely going very fast, so I don't believe he will catch up to the next set of lapped cars. But he definitely could if he gets some good runs here. As we are going to hit lap, I think lap 57 of 57. As he takes the white flag, Reeves in this 24 car. A very commanding lead versus the 45. Yeah, it looks like Roland's dropped down another maybe half second. He's now over 6 seconds back. As Reeves looks like he's heading into the final corner of this race. Definitely a good race to win if you're going to win one of the championship races. Definitely gets a great bump in pay as well as showing for his team. As Reeves in the 24 wins the Talladega race of the championship, race number 3. And it looks like Rollins will finish second with Clinton in the 27 right behind him. So it was definitely an eventful race. Definitely good to see a new driver finish or win the race, especially a championship race. With Rollins, Clinton, Mass, Davis, the top 5, as well as Paul, Jarvin, Taylor, just all on the lead lap, and then multiple cars not doing very well. We did have multiple incidences going on. It took out many of the top drivers. So definitely a very interesting race. Congratulations to Reeves for winning this race here at Talladega. So I'll be posting the top 4 drivers shortly to see who's going to be in the championship and who will be eliminated here at Talladega. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me